I talked to some owners of game stores, and I think I know exactly what's going on with Lorcana, its allocations, and what all these game stores are complaining about. You too can get all the Lorcana product you want as long as you
Lowered expectations.
That's right, just lower your expectations. If your expectations are 6 to 8 booster boxes, I'm pretty sure you'll get exactly what you want. Really, that's just a complete disaster when my goal was to create a YouTube channel centered around Lorcana. But wait, I think this can actually be fun. I especially have some fun Lorcana ideas coming out that I don't think anyone else will be doing, so subscribe to see those. But wait, did he just say this was going to be fun? Yes, that's what I did just say. I know this all sounds like it's going to be a disastrous release. I'm just as disappointed as everyone else. But I think there's some glimmers of hope here. And no, that wasn't a Lorcana pun. So I really do want to collect a full set. I do want all the cards, but that'll come with time. There's really no rush on this first set. I think there's going to be plenty of product as time goes on. But when I went to the game store to pre-order this last week, they said they got their numbers in, and they said all they were going to allow people to do was buy 1 starter deck and 6 packs. So that's a total of 7 packs because there's 1 in the starter decks. But that's really not what I wanted. I wanted 1 of every starter deck, and then like a booster box. That would be enough to get me started. So it's going to be rough waiting for more, right? Well, that's exactly why I think it could actually be fun. Lorcana doesn't really need lots of people to have tons of cards. They need lots of people interested in playing and actually playing games. So if we can get enough starter decks out there and we can get people playing and organized play, that's what we're really looking for. I remember in school when I was playing games like Pokemon, a legacy Star Wars game no one else will remember, and Magic the Gathering. Everyone had a limited set of cards. You maybe could buy 10, 20 booster packs at most, and that was the most you were ever going to get for your cards. You didn't have these super fancy decks. It wasn't all these highly optimized decks from the internet. Heck, no one even had access to the internet at that time. You just cobbled together whatever you could get from your cards. Every card was valuable, and you read each card that you opened multiple times. Each card you opened, you just stared at it and you wondered what combinations you can make with cards you already had in your deck. You'd really go through the cycle of open a pack, create a deck, play test it, go back and look at the cards in your collection, and there was tons that you could work on to make better decks. As you played through, learned combinations, you could really make better decks, and that's where the fun is in these types of games. In fact, there's a game called Marvel Snap that works off this entire system. It's their gimmick, but it says, what if you don't have hundreds of dollars and you can buy every card at the start of release? What if you just had to play with what you got? Marvel Snap's a ton of fun, and being able to build decks with the cards you get and earn cards over time is really what makes these games fun. So spacing out how long we have that first set for, because we will have it for 3 to 4 months, and then it's going to bleed over into the second set. Just remember, the time and speed that you go to collect this thing is not as important as having fun. The other thing that might happen is you might go to a local game and play with people with little modified starters, and over time you can probably see a meta evolve locally because everyone's going to be limited on cards just like you are. It's not like one person's going to have a super huge advantage just because they opened 1 pack with 1 rare. It really just gives a lot more fun to the organized play, being that you won't see the same decks. You're going to see lots of growth and changing in the decks, and then as stock comes in, you're going to see a lot more people playing towards metas, and by then you've probably found out new cool combos that you wouldn't have found out before. I really think when Target releases their store stock, it's going to be a lot bigger allocation than we're seeing with the local game stores. Disney and Target usually partner pretty heavy for merchandising, and I really think Target's going to be a big seller of these cards. So don't freak out now, things will get better. And as I said in this video, we already know how many cards Lorcana needs to print. And remember, Lorcana's game for fun. I see people out there posting comments like, Lorcana's going to fail because it's just not going to keep up with other TCGs. Well, remember, Lorcana is just a fun distraction from life, just like all these TCGs. Collecting, talking to your friends, enjoying it. Rather than complaining about the game, spend time enjoying the game instead. There's a whole bunch of other stuff I'd rather ignore to focus on Lorcana. Check out this video on protecting your cherished decks, especially if the cards are going to be expensive and rare. You're going to want to be able to protect your decks.